Boom, this is Kenyatta Hill representing for Astor Black. I want to tell you something. Kensington, Maroon Town, Gallant, whole South St. James. Look forward, man. Brutality. I tell you about. Woo, 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 woo. Astor Black never get. Astor Black never get. We hate, man. We.
Greetings. Thank you for enjoying Bob Arts Television. As you notice, we don't have a lot of commercials on here. But if you'd like to advertise your business, give us a call, 435-8401, or drop us an email at bobartstv@gmail.com. Let us come to your business place and shoot your commercial and make it seen by all our viewers. We're seen in Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. So please don't hesitate. It's Christmas time coming up. Get your business advertised right here on Bob Arts Television. One love.
Hey, come make we rock and reggae music tonight. The feeling is quite alright. The rock and reggae music tonight. Yeah, yeah. And if you love this, someone say yeah, yeah. Come on, I hope you wanna hear this, someone. I want you to beg me forward. Hear this, people. Oh, it's a beautiful sight to see. Brothers and sisters in unity. The reggae music is playing. Look how the dance all part. And everyone just a ball out and forward. But when the DJ talks, yes, yes. They just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Everyone, come on. They just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Sweet reggae music, come on. They just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Everyone, come on. They just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Everyone, listen. Some drinking hot beer, some drinking stout. Who not have a bottle, him have a spliff in his mouth. Some man not even talk, he just a dub it with him down. And if a man can't buy a juice, him have to drink ice water. Just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Yeah, and reggae music come on. Just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Yeah, everybody come on. Just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Sweet reggae music come on. Just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Yeah, 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 yeah. And make we rock and reggae music tonight. Yeah, come on, yes. I want to rock and reggae music tonight. Hey, I love the music, sweet reggae music. Rock and reggae music tonight. Everybody, rock and reggae music. Sweet reggae, hear this, hear this. Oh, it's a beautiful sight to see. Brothers and sisters in unity. The reggae music is playing. Look how the dance all come. And everyone just a ball out for forward. But when the DJ talk, yes, them just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Everyone, come on, just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Sweet reggae music, come on, just a rock and come on, just a skank in the dance. Jam and bass, we love the music, sweet tonight. We love the music, sweet reggae music. We love the music tonight. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hear this, hear this. Some drinking hot beer, some drinking stout. Who now have a bottle, him have a split in his mouth. Some man not even talk, him just a rocket with him dog. And if a man, he can't buy a juice, him a go drink iced water. Just a rock and go back, just a step in the dance, everyone. Just a rock and go back, just a step in the dance, everyone. Come on, just a rock and go back, just a step in the dance, everyone. Just a rock and go back, just a step in the dance, sweet music.
Greetings. Thank you for enjoying Bob Arts Television. As you notice, we don't have a lot of commercials on here. But if you'd like to advertise your business, give us a call. 435-8401 or drop us an email at bobartstv@gmail.com. Let us come to your business place and shoot your commercial and make it seen by all our viewers. We're seen in Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. So please don't hesitate. It's Christmas time coming up. Get your business advertised right here on Bob Arts Television. One love.
Meditation, receiving this day, the morning fire. I hope you hear me, that you make me feel so high. Even through the roughest of time, still I search for me to find. You know reside, mountains out every climb. Life is a journey, me to the long time. Lord, Jaja is by my side. Be a gun warm to start the crowd. But my meditation hard. We sing this girl to the one inside our one. I hope you hear me. Jaja make me feel so high. Even through the roughest of time, still I search for me to find. Been on the time, mountains out every climb. Life is a journey we tell a long time, sir. Even when the system set away, you'll be waiting to find a better way. You don't want to see the end of man. You tell them, sir, why you slip on? I know you're alone. That is by my side. You don't want me to stop it all. But the meditation hard. It's simply spreading to the one inside our heart. I hope you hear me, and I make me feel so high. Never check me under, but the most I judge, I'm a sponsor. Even man get conquered, watch them a fall, I see if I can down there. Even when the system's not away, you'll be working to find a better way. You got want to see the end of man, tell them say, why you say God? I'm not your Lord, God I am my son. You got want to see the road. meditation apart. Things this burning, in the mornings I am on. I hope you hear me, and you make me feel so high. Give me joy of the time, still I search for me and find. In your design, out it's always blind. Even when the system set away, you have to work on to find a better way. Me I can wanna see the end of it. Tell them say, why you should go.
Greetings, Barry. Welcome.
Greetings, my brother. Thank you.
Welcome home again.
Love coming
You're
home.
here so often. It's like you might as well be home.
I know.
How you feel in Jamaica? You feel like you're at home?
I always feel like I'm at home. I feel the love that comes from people.
Yes.
Just talking to them, hearing them, speaking with them. And a lot of what we're discussing, especially with the ganja legalization, is so touching because it really means something to everyone. Everybody's had a family member who's either been arrested or persecuted or a Rasta who's carried the burden for so long.
Yes. Barry, you're an attorney in Atlanta.
In Fort Lauderdale, indeed.
Yes. What is your interest in, other than loving the people who have been persecuted for use of ganja over the years? What is your specific reason for being so Jamaicanized and want to see ganja in Jamaica legalized?
Well, first, Jamaica really is the most premium brand there is of ganja. When I say Jamaica, what are the first three things you think of? Bob Marley,
Yeah.
ganja,
Yeah.
Rasta.
And the fourth is Ras Astor Black. you know, if we big that up, that's true. The fourth thing.
That is true. I'm going to make it 4 now. I'm going
Yeah.
to put you on my list.
All right.
So, it's so premium. And the other part is, from a spiritual point, I'm a Rasta.
See,
And I feel that you have a need, and I've been very blessed with the education I have, going to law school. So to understand Babylon's system,
Yeah.
to know the rules, it's important to know their playbook.
see,
And it's important to help those people who are voiceless, to help those people who are seeking help and guidance, to help provide it. It's part of being Rasta.
True.
Each one teach one. So, this is pretty much the last natural resource that Jamaica has. We've seen what happened with bauxite. We've seen the developments where people will come from outside the country and try and turn the local farmer and the local Rasta into a tenant farmer, to a slave again.
slave again.
And it can't be.
True. So, I started a political party
Yes.
called Jamaica Alliance Movement of Good People. We know that we have had the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party governing us as a people since 1962 officially.
From independence, yeah.
And you know, we were the Queen before. We used the British pound. We get all kind of things from the Queen. Now we are being managed now by our own self, our people. But,
And the IMF.
well, now we go out and get the IMF to come in and lend us money. Shouldn't we be tying our green gold now to our economy, to our GDP?
You're 100% right. And let me say this. I'm not JLP, I'm not PNP, I'm like you. I'm just P.
Independent.
I'm just about the people.
Yeah, the people.
I don't care what your political persuasion is. As long as you want to move this ball forward, I'm with you,
Yes.
right? We can all agree on that. So, at this point, Jamaican dollar is dependent on the US dollar, and it trades against it. And as you've known, it's gone from, when I was here last year, it was 115. Today, it's currently 128, pushing up against 130. The only thing to back the Jamaican economy, really, is ganja.
Yeah.
That's the last, again, that's the last natural resource that Jamaica has. And for it to be exploited by outsiders, and for it not to enrich those people locally,
Yes.
as well as the Rasta community, and everybody who's been along in this struggle for so many years, would be abomination, candidly.
You touched on bauxite earlier.
Yes.
Now we're just sold to China, and China is now bringing coal to generate electricity, and the bauxite mine is on the south coast. So when the breeze blow, it blow north. So what you see, you see Jamaica. So we lose that resource again, but we lose it negatively because it's going to destroy us in 10 years.
That's right. There's going to be all sorts of environmental impact. And one of the most beautiful things about this island, it's nature. It's beautiful. It is heaven. And to ruin it when there are alternative methods like solar energy, like hemp oil.
Hemp oil.
There are these incredible things that this island, that people who are on the street corners,
Yeah.
people that are out there to all hours of the night because they got nothing else to do. They have no education, they have no job. They could be engaged in these industries.
Yes.
And that's what this country needs to so focus on. And it needs to bring itself up with the education. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but in terms of to deal internationally, and getting back to ganja for a second internationally. When it comes to the US dollar, under the interim regulations currently, it's priced in US dollars. Now, most people don't get paid in US dollars. Why should they be required to pay a fee in a foreign currency that is subject to devaluation to the Jamaican dollar? It keeps kicking the goalposts further back and further back. If you're ever going to support a Jamaican currency, like we were saying before, it needs to be backed by ganja. And that means people need to be converting US dollars into Jamaican dollars, creating a demand for Jamaican dollars. If not, there's no reason to have an independent currency.
True.
All it does is harm your people by currently devaluating.
So like Puerto Rico and Hawaii, we would be like an American colony to them.
Well, listen.
Would that be better?
Jamaica shouldn't be anybody's commonwealth.
Okay.
Okay. I don't believe that to be the case at all. And the other thing is, honestly, with everything I see and you bringing up the generator and all, if anything, things should be priced in the Chinese currency.
Yeah. Because they're here.
China is here, and China's a world power, and very quietly, because this isn't big news in the United States, but very quietly, China's doing a lot of work in this hemisphere, establishing itself.
Yeah, even in the United States. United States owe China a lot of money too.
China is the United States landlord, and it's real tough sometimes to tell your landlord what you really think, or things aren't so happy.
Yeah.
Indeed.
No, we are now tied to China. They can turn off our lights. Foreign agents can turn off our lights. So we need to nationalize some things.
Indeed, indeed, and that's for the public good. Those are utilities, and they need to be heavily even in the United States. Florida doesn't have an effective solar panel program. We have plenty of sunshine in Florida.
Yeah.
The reason we
Sunshine
don't, it's a sunshine state, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
we don't have solar energy because the state makes it difficult because of the money to interest of FPL, Florida Power and Light, and other companies that deal with electric and the grid. They don't want to give up that power, just like your gasoline companies don't want to give up that gas either,
Yes,
and see
yes.
electric cars.
Yeah.
Not many of them are putting in, battery recharging stations.
Yes, yes.
Eventually they will, and that's tomorrow, and that's the future.
Yes, yes, yes.
And hopefully Jamaica will jump to that point where more people are getting cars, will jump more to that clean energy.
Yes.
So it just bypasses.
Yeah. And less noise from the vehicles.
Indeed, which
Wow.
means you have to be paying attention because you get hit real hard if you're not looking.
And if somebody hits you from behind, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to drive about 2 car lengths from you, and somebody ram you in the back. Those guys are probably gay, but anyway, that's another story.
That's a baddie boy discussion, my brother.
I can't believe people run into each other, but can you, even motorcycles now running into each other, and the noise is so loud, so each other's noise drown out each other, so you don't know.
You can't hear a thing.
They pass your house and it's like unbelievable. But anyway, if you make those electric motorcycle, then man, what a joy it would be.
It would be much more pleasant, and especially I was over at Negril this past weekend, and there the scooters are really loud, and people are wild, and and you have people from so many parts of the world, and they all drive differently.
Yes, yes.
So basically, yeah, if you could use that clean energy,
Yeah.
and it's here, there's no reason not to. And again, you could use that same solar technology and sustainability for building homes,
Yes.
for building cars, for developing oil,
Yes.
textiles, clothing, paper, furniture, you name it. And these are all going to create jobs. And they're better than mining the ground and doing all these horrible things to the environment. That period of time, we needed to do it as we transitioned, and we didn't know better, but now we do know better.
Yes, yeah, the
and it's
research
just
is
about
done.
money.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's true with ganja too. That's why some people want to keep it illegal. That's why some people are opposed.
And so much rich people want to get into it now. Amazing. You're here at the cannabis, Canex, at the convention center in Montego Bay, in Rosal.
Yes.
Man, I saw people there who I thought would never even touch a seed. Now they're ready to invest. Why do you think that?
Well, you know, there's the motivating factor of greed. I think it was an interesting conference because you saw some people who were there strictly in an investment capacity. They were agnostic to ganja. It could have been ice, it could have been lighters, but whatever would sell. Some of them were purely of an economic basis.
Yes.
Some people there, though, do have a commitment to ganja. They have a cause, whether a family member was sick and treated, whether they know it's a way to help people and do right instead of having people on opioids, right, which kills. How many people die from use of ganja? It's a round figure, right?
Yeah.
Zero. Right?
Yeah.
Real simple. How many people die from using prescription medication? But that's supposed to be what's safe and effective for you?
Yeah.
Where's the mentality? Why is that legal? Why is alcohol legal? That destroys your liver. Why are cigarettes legal? It says right on the box, this is going to kill you.
Yeah.
And you do it anyway.
Yes. So what do you think? You think more Jamaicans, more of us, should get involved in the business?
I think it's essential that the local population gets in the business. Listen, this is a culture that's prepared. You don't have to, it's not like going to Iowa and saying, where are we going to find somebody who knows how to grow? Where are we going to find somebody who knows how to do organic growing? This culture is ready, and there are different methods, and each of them are effective in their own way, and they bring special and unique product to the table. So absolutely. People have to get involved, and what they have to do is think of this as a business. And we've had this discussion many times, and I'll quickly go through it. Essentially, if all you're doing is selling bud or leaf, you don't have a business. Again, because it's decriminalized, meaning a 500 Jamaican dollar ticket, or to me it's $4.75, I think, in US money, right? So it's decriminalized. Nobody goes to jail, and they haven't written a ticket, and that's not the point of this exercise. They're not looking to do that. So some local people are going to still go and sell it on the street. When I landed at the airport, when I went to go rent my car, I was offered. When I went to go pick up my car, I was offered. When I got to the hotel, I was offered. When I went to my room, I was offered. When I came out in front of the hotel, I was offered. If I'm running a legal and compliant business, I've been touched 5 times before I ever make it to a legally.
Sure.
That's right. And believe me, if all I want is bud, I'm not going to the legal shop. I already have what I need.
Yeah.
Right? So, you can do everything compliantly, but that doesn't mean you run a good business. So you need a plan. You need to think ahead. And it's not only dealing with the cannabis and the ganja itself, but it's ancillary products. It's wrapping, it's marketing, it's lighters, it's devices for smoking, memorabilia. There's all sorts of good stuff that can be done in addition to actually touching the ganja. But it's so important that the people unite as well, so they don't get undercut. And that's where the ganja associations come in.
Yes.
And that's where they're really going to help the farmers. And I know you were saying this parish,
St. James.
St. James doesn't have an association right now, but it is essential for people collective strength through unity, right? And that's so important, and especially here, because Jamaica is going to be fighting with huge external sources like the market in America for pricing, as well as the rest of the world. And if that's going to be the case, international protocols will have to be followed. If you're going to eventually, and again, it's going to have to be exported. Cayman's just legalized oil. They don't want to grow it on their island, but they want to import it. And if Jamaica doesn't move fast enough, and to do it correctly, got to balance the two things out. Other countries like Canada and Israel are ready to fulfill that need.
Why we in Jamaica, who have been growing the ganja for so long, have to now have a license to grow what we normally grow, like we grow bananas, we grow pineapple, we grow all of this. Why now we're being pressured to have a license?
That's a great question. And again, as Rastas, we know we can grow, we can possess, we can transport, we can smoke a sacrament, we can gift, but what we can't do is sell, right? So unless we're registered with the CLA as a business, and I just want to go back to a point, and I'll come back here because I forgot to. The CLA is a cannabis licensing authority. And there's a group of people who represent different parishes and different organizations and groups who are involved with this. So, and what they're trying to do is get feedback.
Greetings. Thank you for enjoying Bob Arts Television. As you notice, we don't have a lot of commercials on here. But if you'd like to advertise your business, give us a call. 435-8401 or drop us an email at bobartstv@gmail.com. Let us come to your business place and shoot your commercial and make it seen by all our viewers. We're seen in Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. So please don't hesitate. It's Christmas time coming up. Get your business advertised right here on Bob Arts Television. One love. Barry.
Yes.
We as Rastafari have been growing ganja before we were born. See,
indeed.
Why now we need a license to grow and to use and to make money from it? Why?
That's a great question. And here's the answer. As Rasta, the 2015 amendment was a real good recognition of the Rasta community. Really the first time it's been recognized in law. So respect on that. So what Rasta can now do is grow it without problem. Transport it. That's right. Possess it. They can donate. But what Rasta can't do is sell. And basically, the reason is the CLA says if you're running a business, you are just like anyone else, even if you're Rasta.
And the CLA is?
The Cannabis Licensing Authority. And that's an organization composed of people from different parishes and different ministries and different departments that are representing the whole island. So the CLA has done a pretty good job at going out to the island and trying to get feedback. Now there have been fights, there have been arguments, there have been screaming matches because there are divergent interests between those who are big moneyed and those who are local. Right? And they've been discussing.
Big money.
Yes.
Isn't big money local too? Because when I went to the conference, there was some big money local people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. And again, there are big money people here in Jamaica that should invest and keep that money right here.
Yes.
However, there may not be enough of that pool of investors, so some people are going to have to look offshore to the United States and Europe for investment.
So the whole Jamaica is going to be full of ganja because if you're going to get outside investors, they might want to take over my banana industry.
I don't think they want to take over your bananas at this point.
But they'll destroy my banana to plant ganja. Because what happened is they wanted to bring in soy oil and they spray, so they're spraying ganja, but they kill out our coconut. So now we're forced to now take soy oil from the United States.
Well, listen, nobody wants to see a Monsanto situation here, right?
Yeah,
and basically there are people who have offered to purchase people's land to rent it back to them. So again, you can't have these people becoming tenant farmers and slaves. The whole purpose of this, the whole mission of this, is to create economic success and benefits for the entire island. which will benefit the government and help roads be paved and help schools get equipment. Listen, when they send kids to school, parents are really forced to send money so that the children can have books and the resources they need to learn. This ganja, which is a gift.
From the Most High, not from Monsanto.
No, that's exactly right. And those folk, they're the incubus.
Yeah.
They cannot come here and do that to the local population. So my point, getting back to businesses and people investing, if you're just selling bud, you don't have a business, because I can't compete on that basis, right? However, if I have either a unique product, so meaning I have the oils, which is so important in the medical situation,
Yes.
and I have the concentrates, and I have the edibles, I'm not competing against that on the street, right? So
But
you have to come to me.
we have Jenny's Special Cake in Negril, who is owned and operated for years.
Indeed.
Jamaican, and that's edible.
Indeed.
So we'll have competition in her business from outsiders.
No, she will have competition from local people.
Yeah. What about the outsiders?
Well, unless they're baking the food outside this country and bringing it in, not.
Yeah, or come in here and then put a business
Together.
right
Well,
beside hers.
here's one of the nice things, and again, credit where credit's due. The CLA requires 3 years of residency here.
Okay.
So no kind of poaching. And if you have a company, so we know, if you have a company, that company has to be substantially owned by a Jamaican under the same.
51% or more.
51 is just majority, so substantially means, I would
75.
say, 70 to 75%.
Yeah.
So, what we're doing, and this is very smart, is keeping Jamaican businesses in Jamaican hands.
Seen. That's a good idea.
See?
So now, all of us now can go on our internet and search for some rich person to come and invest with me.
That's it, but you
Because-
need a business plan, because
And-
nobody's
and
just
that's
going to give you
That's
money.
your business.
That's what I do. Not
Yeah.
only am I familiar with the law, I used to be the general counsel of a seed to sale company. So I've seen the whole process with cultivators, with processors, with dispensaries, with vendors, with governments, with towns and
Yeah.
cities. And I've spoken to a lot of people, and I listen. I like to be on the ground, because it's not really important what I say,
Yes.
it's what I hear from the people that are actually doing it that matters.
See.
And I try and convey what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm into tourism. The Reggae Walk of Fame. We have
Yes.
an app, and the app is on both platforms.
So
Now,
where do I go to actually get that app when I
you
want?
just go on Google Play and
Mm-hmm.
you find it, and so it's, like I say, it's available. But then it's virtual right now, and later on we develop in just like the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Beautiful.
Now, if a group of tourists come to a reggae concert and to go back on the ship and they smell like weed, do you think they turn them off?
No, because it's still legal in this country to do. You can't
Okay.
bring the product back with you.
But suppose they're going on the ship, see, and they reach, like, pulling into port in Fort Lauderdale. They can just dump it then.
Well, here's what I'd recommend. As soon as they hit that 3 mile international line
Yeah.
where U.S.
Smoke
federal
it.
law,
Smoke-
smoke it or lose it at that point.
Or maybe we should meet them out there.
That's right, we'll catch it.
Meet them out there, man. That's, make it.
Can I tell you a funny story? In Colorado, there's a drop box. So when you're leaving the state, if you still have some
Oh,
on
yeah.
you can put it in the drop box.
Okay.
So
We need
maybe
to set something at
we'll clean it up like a vending machine.
Recycle.
Exactly.
Recycle.
See, sustainability.
Yeah.
Somebody could have a job doing that too.
Without a doubt.
Look, it's like a
It's
Netflix.
just like you go to the airport and you need a bag wrap.
That's
and
right.
that could be-
You need a rental car.
Yeah, man.
You
So-
buy it from them at half price.
Exactly. So when you pick up your car, you pick up your weed, you pick up
That's it. One-stop shopping.
one-stop shop.
Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up with you was exactly like Ras Astor Farms. If you don't have a unique product, what else can you do? You need a unique location. So I need a mountaintop.
Yeah.
I need a waterfall. I need a beach. I need something where nobody else can replicate that. I need a sculpture garden, right? Something that's scenic,
Yeah.
right?
Attraction.
Attraction. And that I can do ganja related too.
See.
Right.
Like right now at our Nyabingi Tabernacle in Pitford, Granville, we have 4:20 every Wednesday evening at 20 past 4. You know what 4:20 is associated with.
In California, it was allegedly the code for a marijuana violation.
Yeah. It's like UB40 was the unemployment form for in England. That's fantastic.
That's funny. You know what? I never knew what UB40 stood for.
That's it, man. And
I thought it was a submarine.
That's how the band was formed, UB40. All the guys was in line.
Oh, that's funny. Filling out their forms.
Filling out their unemployment form to get some money. And they said, man.
I wonder if you'll get a band called HB1.
What would HB1 mean?
For the U.S., for the visas, you get an HB1 visa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
With the HB1s.
Yeah, HB2. That's creativity. That's entrepreneurship.
It is.
I can play bass. You can play drum.
And can I tell you something? From speaking to the Jamaican people and the Rasta community, there's not only immense amount of entrepreneurship. People are smart.
Yeah. We're like.
Let there be no mistake.
Yeah.
Even if they're not book educated, these people are smart.
Yeah, man. These people. I tell you, I own a travel agency in Chicago, and I sent a lawyer down. And lawyer sat on the beach, man, and saw the guy with his coconut selling it. He said, man, I know I could do this.
He wanted to change up.
I wanted to give up a law practice in Chicago and stay. But then he saw the guy, went into a restaurant and took a handful of straw. He said, my God, no overhead.
That's a good business.
He probably steal the coconut, steal some straw, chop it and make 100%.
At least if he was walking around barefoot, he didn't have to steal anyone's sneakers.
You know? He's on the beach. But that's how entrepreneurial we are, even though sometimes we kind of do things over the edge.
Indeed. And I say this, if I find a wall of opposition, I'll try and go over it, I'll try and go around it, I'll try and go under it, and if I have to, I'll try and knock Babylon's walls down if I got to.
We have to.
You know? And it's that perseverance. And when it comes back to it, with all these, they're smart, they know how to do businesses. The problem is they need someone to support them and back them. They need someone to help them develop a written plan so they know looking forward. Just selling stuff or just knowing you've got friends that may buy stuff does not make a business. Just like if you were running a laundromat or a restaurant, you have to run a real business.
Business.
It's a business.
You spoke at one of our Rastafari iFriends.
At the iFriends, it was wonderful.
At
yes.
Gunway, on the hip strip. Now, we'd love for you to come speak at our tabernacle next time. I know you have to go off to Kingston to a Peter Tosh thing all this week. I know, man. I'm touched too. I'm so glad that Peter really
he deserves this.
Yeah, man.
He deserves this.
I know you have a lot of Peter fans here, man. Peter fans is like global.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It doesn't, I think, get the same recognition that Prophet Bob gets, but Peter Tosh did a great job spreading the gospel as well, and I think he took a slightly more militant tone, and I think over time, his message is going to resonate because it's going to get done the way his vision saw it.
Do you know that it was a teenager who made his M16 guitar, teenager, and went to the lobby, and it was Bob's manager at the time, Peter Brand. The Rastafari brand is reggae music.
It is. It is. And the walk of fame, I think, is going to be an important component of tying it all together.
Yes. And just like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it's like when Joan Rivers passed away, people left Australia to just put a
rose
on her star. People go out there just to go look at Bob's star and take a picture of Bob Marley's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Just like here in Jamaica, if you have the real reggae Walk of Fame, and I've been lobbying for certain areas of Montego Bay, the hip strip of Montego Bay, to be called the Reggae Walk of Fame. And I think they will come around and see the importance of tourism in Montego Bay and the hip strip, where they will approve it, the parish council, local parish council. and the Jamaica government.
No, and it would be, and especially with some of the nice development that's going on here in terms of the efforts that are being made to clean up Montego Bay's reputation right now. Something like that would send a real positive message from Montego Bay, as opposed to all you hear about is the violence here.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and the violence is people need jobs.
Yeah.
And
Hopelessness, and it's the
yes.
same in communities in the United States and all over the world, candidly.
Yeah.
Until there's a point where those who have at least minimum standards of living are given that, you're going to have conflict.
Yes.
And as the Emperor said it the best, war.
Yeah. And you know what, man? This age of technology, if everyone had free internet coming into the communities, and we have a fund called Universal Access Fund that should have the money to pay for that. And until we get that happening, we're going to have wars.
No, that's true.
Can you imagine a youth now can be communicating like pen pal was? Now they can communicate worldwide.
Can I tell you something? It's funny you say it that way. My dad, who's 74 years old, used to tell me stories in Brooklyn being on his ham radio.
Yeah.
And they used to get on and speak to people all over the world, and they would send these postcards
Yes.
to say it was nice meeting you
Yes.
from wherever,
Yes.
and they would collect them and have them. So although it was delayed probably by about 3 weeks as opposed to the internet,
True, true.
it's really what's old is new.
Exactly.
It's just a lot quicker.
Exactly. Man, you touch a keyboard and it's gone. Can you imagine now a youth sing a song way up in the hills of Maroon Town Point in
Without
St. James?
anybody around.
Yeah, record his own thing and zap it out there and somebody download it.
Put it up SoundCloud or
Yeah, download it for 99 cents. One person in each town in the world, that you would be a millionaire with one keystroke.
especially in Jamaican dollars.
Can you imagine, man? Can you imagine? Yeah. Hey, Barry, man, thank you very much for hanging out with us on Arts TV.
It's always, I'm humbled. And thank you for doing all the good work. And I just want to say this, yesterday when you took me into the town, the thing I noticed about you is everybody comes up and says hi to you and shows respect.
Yeah.
And I show the love that you give them too. So, bless you. Thank you for all you do for the community.
It's a mission from the Most High.
Ja.
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Don't go nowhere. We're going to come back with much more. And look out, remember, every Wednesday evening at 4:20 at Pit 4. Greetings. Thank you for enjoying Bob Arts Television. As you notice, we don't have a lot of commercials on here. But if you'd like to advertise your business, give us a call. 435-8401 or drop us an email at bobartstv@gmail.com. Let us come to your business place and shoot your commercial and make it seen by all our viewers. We're seen in Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. So please don't hesitate. It's Christmas time coming up. Get your business advertised right here on Bob Arts Television. One love.